Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. Welcome to my show. Well, I've always said we live in a YouTube world. Instead of Googling something, you just look it up on YouTube, right? You want to learn how to play Stairway to Heaven on the guitar. You don't have to hire anybody to teach you anymore. You just put in how to play Stairway to Heaven on the guitar, and you'll find 30 people out there showing you how to do just that. To talk about the importance of video and strategy and marketing, my good friend Fanny Dunagan, she is with PathLynks. How are you, Fanny?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Well, first I want to brag about you because you have this joy and this charisma that we like. When we first met, we just instantly liked each other, and
Yes.
and I think that is one of your gifts. But you and I were talking
Thank
on the
you.
phone the other day. You love to help people discover their gifts, don't you?
I do. I mean, I'm a relationship kind of person, and I love connecting with people and getting to know them. I'm just naturally curious about what people are passionate about and interested in. And I guess where I come in and my services of my company is I then help them shine on video and get them out there, especially on the LinkedIn platform.
And that is so important. I've been saying for years to our clients, if people come to your website, instead of reading the book, they would much rather watch the movie. So
Yes.
give them
Yes.
video content, and you eat your own cooking, because I was on your YouTube channel and you just have endless videos with great tips. In fact, we're going to pause for a second because I want to play one of your video tips.
Okay, thanks.
The first one is make sure you research the company. It really is important to know who you're interviewing with, the company,
For sure.
if you can, the people that you will be interviewing with. The other thing I would say is interview the company. Don't think it's just a
Yes.
one-way street. It is
Right.
important for you to know the company you're going to work for, the people.
Is it a good cultural
Exactly.
fit? Right?
Exactly. Even Glassdoor. Glassdoor is a great resource for people to look into. And then finally, when you're about to end the interview, let people know, the interview panel or the interviewer, I'm really excited about the position. When can I follow up with you? Just don't leave it at that.
Actually tell them you're interested in the position.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
That's so basic. But
I
I would
know.
never think of it.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, those would be my tips for you.
And you really could spend days on your YouTube channel looking at your different tips and the people that you interview. Tell us why you use video the way you do.
Well, I still remember a statistic, right? We all have heard a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, in a way, when you add up all the pictures in a video, it's a video's worth 1,000,000 words, right? Because you get the body language, you get people's soft skills coming out through video. And I do a lot of, tips and highlighting career resources. And I always say your resume, your LinkedIn profiles, those are everything in black and white. But if you add in a video of yourself, then you're demonstrating your communication skills, your presentation skills, your empathy, all those soft skills that are very difficult to put into writing. But if you put it on a video, then that's a great way to get you hired or for people to buy from your services as an entrepreneur or business owner.
Absolutely. And these days, CEOs have become stars. When I was growing up, you could maybe name a few CEOs. These days, everybody knows Mark Cuban, Mark Zuckerberg,
Yeah.
right? So if you're a CEO, you have to embrace this video revolution and speak to your audience, right?
Absolutely. And you almost have to think of C-level executives as thought leaders, right? People want to learn nowadays. We're in a knowledge industry, and people want to follow people to learn, to be inspired, and to spark ideas. And so when executives and leaders put themselves out there, people start to follow them and start to trust them and build a relationship with them, so that by the time they, whether it's selling a service or selling a product or launch something, people are much more willing to buy from them and, you know, do business with them because they feel like they have a connection with them through all the video content and the materials that they've put out. So I think the more authentic people are, the more giving people are, I think that creates that kind of relationship with the audience. And that's, I think, a lot of times leads to more business.
Yes, and you're also a very accomplished speaker and trainer. There's lots of videos on your YouTube channel of you out presenting. What kind of groups do you typically speak to?
Yeah, so I kind of stick to my passions, and I always tell people, like, find your niche, right? So my passions are around training professionals, HR professionals, technology professionals. That's kind of how I came up through my corporate career before I launched into entrepreneurship. And so now I find that those are the people I serve. I really think that when you marry your passions with your experience, then I think that's the sweet spot for people.
Tell everybody what it's like to engage you. I mean, if I'm a C-level executive and I'm kind of nervous, I don't really, I'm an introvert and I'm not used to talking on camera. Tell me about the process.
So maybe just to quickly address also, like, just people's fears of being on video. I always say, like, you don't necessarily need to start with video, right? If you're a great writer, then write. But if you speak for a living, and I think a lot of times executives give multiple presentations at work, or they're facilitating a boardroom meeting, in a way it's just like that, right? So a lot of times I tell folks that, you know, you can leverage, you know, a recording of you presenting and then using that in your videos. And a lot of times I think it's really natural if somebody just interviews you. So that's what I end up doing with my clients. If they're kind of nervous about staring at a camera and just kind of winging it, then I end up just kind of interviewing them. And I ask them questions and then cut out the parts of their response. And that in itself becomes a video. And I find that when we do that, that kind of puts them at ease. And that's when their natural gifts and their natural presenting and communication skills comes out, because it's just like a natural conversation. And I think that's a great way for people to start that are kind of hesitant to get on video.
Well, as you know, there's a lot of people out of work right now, and I keep seeing more and more people turning to video and LinkedIn to get their message out. Talk about the importance of a job candidate using video to convey, you know, their heart and their passion.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, resumes and LinkedIn profiles are summaries of your skills and accomplishments and experiences. But a lot of times people hire people for their human side, right? Can I work with that person? You know, would they fit in with the team culture? Would they get along with folks, right? So all that comes out when you present yourself in a video. And so I always say, like, you know, have all your accomplishments, have all your skills on your resumes and LinkedIn profiles. But when you do a video, share a personal story. You know, share a challenge that you faced, and then maybe a lesson that you learned from it and how you've grown from it. And I think that way it really shows the true you and authentic you, and kind of like the, you know, like a mini hero's journey, right? We all love movies and the hero's journey, right? Like, this is a business problem that I faced before, and then this is how I overcame my challenge. And I think that way, that's a great way for them to present themselves, and as well as also sharing, like, the problems they help to solve.
Wow, that is really great advice. Fanny, I'm afraid we're out of time for this segment, but I want you to give everybody your domain name.
Yes, absolutely. So my website is pathlinks.com, PathLynks.com. But most of the time you can find me on LinkedIn. Just look up Fanny Dunagan. I'm the only one.
Fanny, thank you. You've been an awesome guest. We'll have to have you back.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jeff.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.